now let us have a closer look on the questions that have appeared from this particular topic, nature or features of business environment, in the past few years. So this question is a match type where we have to match the column 1 with column 2. The first column says dynamic nature. Now if you look out for the answer to this, it will be something related to keeps on changing. So we can say, students, that here your feature that has been depicted is dynamism linking with the third point, that is, it keeps on changing. B talks about complexity. Complexity means relatively difficult to understand or grasp in totality, but easier to understand in parts. So you can link this point of complexity with the first point. Relativity talks about difference from country to country and region to region. So we have got the answer for C as well as 2. So once you need to also see, students, that which all options you can cut down. Like if we have understood that A points is related to the third point, we can tick on these two options, first and third, because A is connected with 3 on only these two options. Then we'll look for B. B is connecting with the first option. So then you get the unique answer to this question, that is option number 3. So if you have got till here, you can easily mark the correct answer and move on without wasting your time to find the answer for C, because ultimately you are going to get just 1 mark for this question. Another question from this very topic, in this year's sample paper itself, you see column 1 with column 2, again we are supposed to match the statements. And the column 1 statement says increased demand of khakra and thepla in the region of Gujarat as compared to Delhi. So again there is a comparison between the two regions. So we can link this particular concept with the theory of relativity. So the first A option matches well with the third one in the column 2. B option says digital academic certificates are issued to students in a secured manner to eliminate undesirable practices and technological improvements at a faster pace. So this is somewhere relating to keeping ourselves abreast with the changes, which is covered under the point of dynamism, that we must change according to the dynamic, ever-changing business environmental conditions. The third point, fashion market, is difficult to predict. From this point you can say that it is talking about uncertainty that exists as a component of business environment. And the last one, a new government will result in changing new rules, new policies, new conditions. So this is a factor relating to interrelatedness, that the two factors of the business environment depend upon each other. So this is the correct pair. A can be linked to the third option. B can be linked with the second option of dynamism. C can be linked to the very first option, and D can be linked with the last option 4. So whichever option you see all these pairs matched, you can tick on that. And as I told you initially, also you can recognize that which option is having this unique combination and tick on that, because ultimately remember that you are fetching only 1 mark out of this question. Let's move further, students. There is another question on this topic, and this is a 4 marker that has been asked based on the feature of business environment. It says, even though the political conditions vary from country to country, sentiments of an investor in the business, if the instability of the political conditions cause uncertainty, so varying from country to country, then talking about uncertainty, making it difficult for him to predict. So all these conditions have been explained, and you are supposed to give the features of business environment that have been identified in these lines, highlighting the statement. Whenever the question says highlight the statement, you are supposed to give the quote, also quote the particular lines from the question, students. So we can talk about relativity because it is a feature of difference between country to country and region to region. which is nothing but relativity. Second, it also talks about uncertainty, unpredictableness. So these 2 points, students, you can talk about while giving the features, and also give lines from the para that helped you identify these features. Difficult to predict. This difficulty can also be linked with complex nature of business environment. So this can also go as one of the options and as one of your points in your answer, relating a feature of business environment. See students, another question from this topic over the past few years. It's a 1 marker. We need to identify the feature of business environment that is being described above. The increase in the demand for many Ayurvedic medicines, health products in the past few months is related to the need for building immunity and increased awareness for health due to spread of coronavirus. So during COVID times, this question would have come up. So you see, it's talking about interrelatedness, that how one factor, the concern, the awareness of people towards their health is actually leading to higher demands for Ayurvedic medicines. So it is nothing but the feature of business environment called interrelatedness that has been talked about. Okay, so this question will be taking up in the next segment, that is importance of understanding the business environment. So I hope the topic is clear. Thank you.